Yeah. We all need mirrors to remind ourselves who we are.
This is Leonard Shelby. He's the protagonist of Sir Christopher Nolan's film Memento. In case you've forgotten, the plot of Memento centers around Leonard hunting down the man who killed his wife. However, it's revealed at the end of the film that Leonard indirectly killed his wife, and that Leonard's been trying to avoid this dark truth with his vengeance sprees. The film is riddled with glimpses into Leonard's tattered psyche. The lighting, color, costumes, narrative beats, and Guy Pearce's performance all contribute to Leonard's mental state as it appears in the film. After a few rewatches and reading a few scholarly sources for context, I'd like to guide you into an in-depth psychoanalysis of this tragically broken character. French psychologist Jacques Lacan theorized that people have three different psychological orders. The imaginary order is connected to the ego. It is how a person imagines themselves consciously or idealistically. A person with an inflated imaginative order is inherently narcissistic and alienated from their true self. A person's symbolic order connects to social constructs, interpersonal relationships, and language. And Lacan's third psychological order is the real order. The real order relates to the id, or the unconscious mind. Psychologically, the real order is always active, but humans are incapable of recognizing it or characterizing it using language or imagery. One may encounter their real order within their dreams, or in instances of anxiety or hallucinations. The imaginary order and the real order are critically important for one of Lacan's other theories, titled the mirror stage. Lacan proposes that when people see themselves in a mirror, they're not really looking at themselves. Psychologists call this image of ourselves l'objet petit a, or the specular image. From this external specular image, the observer shifts their self-perceptions, boosting their ego and alienating themselves from their real order. Throughout the film, Leonard engages with his imaginary order many times. Leonard's hunt for the imaginary killer is the core of Leonard's imaginary order. He's built a comprehensive system around this idealistic killer. He's tattooed himself with clues regarding the killer. For example, Leonard has concluded that the killer's name is John, last initial G, and that he's a white male who deals drugs. Another tattoo reads, "Never answer the phone," keeping Leonard disconnected from the outside world. Leonard also takes pictures and notes of people, places, and things he encounters on his quest to find the killer. This system, consisting of notes, photos, and tattoos, was designed to distance Leonard from the truth. The tattoo clues are vague, which allow Leonard the opportunity to hunt for a number of suspects. Leonard takes photos and notes to guide his hunt for John G., but in the film's finale, Teddy reveals that Leonard has killed multiple John Gs. In the end, Leonard burns the evidence, continuing his quest for vengeance as he hunts for another John G. This cyclical system ensures Leonard never has to consider his actual involvement in his wife's death, keeping him fixated on a phantom killer instead. The imaginary order appears in the film through cinematic choices as well. It seems that when Leonard engages most with his imaginary order, the film's lighting becomes extremely high-key, creating striking shadows. This is most notable in the black and white motel scenes, but it's also notable when Leonard kills Jimmy. The high contrast lighting aligns with Leonard's imaginative order. Leonard's costume choices also reflect his imaginary order. Throughout the film, secondary characters question why Leonard is wearing a designer suit. He stole the suit from Jimmy, one of his targets in the hunt for his wife's killer. Jimmy's killing signifies a moment where Leonard is most engaged with his imaginary order. Leonard's decision to literally wear another man's clothes aligns with the idea that Leonard is far removed from his true self. Throughout Memento, Leonard actively bolsters his imaginary order in instances where he engages in the mirror stage. There are mirrors everywhere in Memento. Leonard loses his short-term memory when a perpetrator smashes his head into a bathroom mirror. The cracked mirror becomes a symbolic image that reflects Leonard's inability to see himself clearly. On other occasions, Leonard reflects on his tattoos in a literal mirror. In these scenes, Leonard's resolve is strengthened, and the moments of reflection make him all the more determined to find his wife's killer. This is the mirror stage exactly as Lacan defines it. Leonard observes a specular image, or an external representation of himself. Within the image, Leonard sees an object of desire. He sees justice and revenge for his wife. This object molds Leonard's ego, pushing him further away from the truth that he killed his wife. Despite Leonard's hyperinflated ego and borderline dissociative tendencies, he still experiences moments that align with what Lacan calls the real order. Throughout the film, Leonard experiences fragmented flashbacks. In one instance, Leonard dreams about the attack that left him disabled. The shots are edited jarringly, and no shot lasts more than a few seconds. The shots are immensely close up, meaning that each shot only contains a few details of the entire room. In the short scene, there's many stingers as well. Stingers are loud, harsh sounds designed to surprise or startle the listener. The fragmented scene structure, selective subjectivity amongst the shots, and jarring sound effects all align with Lacan's definition of the real order as it manifests in dreams and in trauma. No matter how hard he tries, Leonard can't escape his real order traumas. Leonard's imaginary and real orders make Memento a riveting psychological thriller. If you've only seen this film once, I highly encourage you to revisit it. I assure you, knowing the twist does not hurt one's enjoyment of this film. On my second watch, my newfound understanding of the plot made me lean into these psychological details. Leonard Shelby and how his psychological trauma is depicted make Memento a film to remember.